What is going on YouTube chat and also Discord chat? What's up, Zarek? How's everybody doing? Welcome to your Strats Weekly for the week of 24 April. As always, I am your host, Auth. Thanks for being here. Zarek, how's life? How you doing?
Pretty good. Can't complain.
Yep. I'm sporting my pride because the boys are looking real good. I would not fault you if you weren't sporting yours, though. After today, because boys looked rough. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, but I think it's a surprise.
Yeah, I mean it's the league is so different than it was even just a couple years ago, even just last season. So many teams have shifted around. Rosters are completely new in some cases. So I think a lot of the teams, it's truly like a fresh start for them. So, the outcomes are possibly drastically different than one might imagine based on franchise experience or performance previously. Because I'll tell you right now, the Outlaws are looking better than they have literally ever looked. The only time they looked this good was for a brief period in Season 1, Stage 1, where the meta was very much in their favor. And they have not looked this good since. So, feels good to be tucking away some dubs with all the L's that we've taken over the years.
Yeah, that's just because is the format different?
Not the only major change. So like way back in the day, it was best of 7. These days, it's best of 5. And it was it was best of 5 last season as well. And they've changed what the 5th decider map is. So like last season it was 2CP. This season it's either push or hybrid, I forget which. Push. Yeah, it's escort. So it's escort on for like decider maps now, as opposed to previously it was 2CP. Which is part of why the Shock were so good last season, because the Shock just like smashed at 2CP last season. And the season before, really. So that's one thing that's been brought up, or I've heard brought up, that has perhaps hurt their ability to win in like Game 5 situations, for matches that really truly go the distance.
Is the whole tournament format different? Because I'm looking at like the schedule, and then it's only up until a week from now. Until after that is TBD.
Oh yeah, so that's something that they started doing. Think of this. This is the May Melee. Like, it's all part of the season, but think of this like Stage 1. So we are currently playing the play-ins for the Stage 1 finals. So like think back to like Season 1 when like literally everyone was watching. You played your regular matches, and then the top 4 or 5 teams, I forget, went and they had like a playoff on Sunday to see who was the stage final champions. But like, they did that for every stage, and then there was the full like league championship. So this is essentially just a stage. The May Melee is just a stage. So all the things that are undecided right now is because placements and seeding aren't locked in yet, because everybody's still got more matches to play for the rest of this week and then also into next week.
Yeah.
Sunday.
So it's like I'm coming back fresh into this from like Season 1. I need to pick a new.
Yeah, I mean, just think of the May Melee as Stage 1 of Season 1. That's all you got to do. If you think of it that way, it's exactly, or it's a very similar format to what you'd be familiar with. So that's what's going on there. Oh man, but before, I don't want to ramble too long about Owl just yet. I got time to ramble about that here in a bit. I got games I got to talk about first. First game up, boom, World of Warcraft. I mean, we play World of Warcraft. Play a lot of things. Is Nightlife and them still down there pushing keys? No, they're done pushing keys. They were pushing keys earlier, I saw. But yeah, we have a guild in World of Warcraft. If you are looking for a home in Azeroth, we are on Area 52 playing Horde side. We don't have enough raiders right now to do our own raids, so we are partnered with another guild that Nightlife is communicated with, and we do our progression rating with them, and then Nightlife likes to run a lot of progression key pushing for dungeons. So if you're interested in any of that content, we do all of that. There's not a whole lot of PvP, but I mean it's WoW PvP. Unless you're like super into WoW PvP, it's WoW PvP. Let's be real. Not the most balanced experience, shall we say, at least in my opinion. But if you are looking for a home in in Azeroth and you're on Area 52, hit us up. We'd love to have you. Just hit up Nightlife, ask for him down here in Blizz Nerds, and get you sorted out. What other games we got? Oh, I threw this in here. Right, small note, but big news for Warhammer 40k Inquisitor Martyr. They are actually now in the NVIDIA like software. They're like the game will actually finally officially be recognized, which is a pretty big deal given that it's a relatively niche game. Like it's a good ARPG. I enjoy it quite a bit. I've got hundreds of hours in it already, but it's not, you know, not Battlefield. It's not Diablo. It's a relatively small game. So to actually be included there is super cool. So if you ever had some issues or you wanted to be able to go in and tweak more of your graphics settings with regards to Inquisitor Martyr, that is now a thing. They just posted that announcement like 2 days ago. Super, super cool. What else we got to talk about? I'm going to save the Eve chatter because boys look like they're still busy down there, and we'll see if anybody ends up popping up here or not to talk more about Eve. So let's talk about Path of Exile. Holy cow, Zarek, did you see? I mean, you saw the drama because we were talking about it in the PoE channel with all the fallout with the bans and stuff that went down for
the exploit, the infinite loot exploit.
It wasn't like infinite loot, but it was definitely holy shit, way more loot than you would normally expect to get.
From what I saw in some things, practically it was pretty much.
It was so much loot that it was crashing the server instance. So yeah, it's pretty intense. I think so. It's interesting because PoE is definitely a game which has been. This is a discussion I've had with some people. You know, it's a game where you really want to push as far as you can. You want to do as much as you can do, and you want to take every edge and advantage you can get. What's interesting to me is there are people who don't believe the bans that were leveled on. They only banned like 20 people, I think. They don't believe that the bans are reasonable, even though they're only for the league. They basically just banned the characters that were exploiting, and if they wanted to play, if these players wanted to play on different accounts, they'd be allowed to. They've already clarified that is a thing they are allowed to do. They're just not allowed to play on their main account for this league. I find it interesting. There are people that think that that's too harsh of a punishment, but looking back, because I did a little bit of digging when that was being discussed, I did not find a single instance where GGG ever gave out just a temporary ban. It's always a permanent ban, it seems like, for exploiting and things of that nature. And that's not to say that this exploit was necessarily the most egregious exploit in recent leagues, or that it's even the most severe that apparently exists even in this league, because apparently there's some real spicy stuff going on still in this league that is definitely operating against what was intended. I just find it interesting that there are people who think that the lightest punishment I have personally seen GGG hand down in terms of bans for an exploit is being met with, this was too severe of a ban or too severe of a punishment.
Absolutely, of course, correct. Is if any non-streamer would have caught doing that, it would have been a permanent ban.
See, and that was my thought as well. Like I wonder, and because somebody said it, and it's definitely a little tinfoil hat. Like, let's be real, it's a bit tinfoil, but I kind of agree that if a big streamer was not caught up in this, that it might have resulted in permanent bans. So I'm not saying for sure that it would. Maybe GGG is trying to find a middle ground between doing some additional, cleaning up of exploiters and things of that nature, and handing out more punishments, but also tempering the severity of them a little bit. Because, like, for example, with Path of Exile, like, it's a totally free to play game, but there's a whole lot of MTX, and some of the cosmetic MTX is really cool. And a lot of people who've been playing the game for a long time and really like the game, like GGG as a company, have spent heaps of money in the game. And I mean, I've spent money just for quality of life in addition to, looking cool, cuz like swag is the final end state of any game. Let's be real. Like, if you're not looking cool doing what you're doing, then you're not doing it as well as you could, right? So, if I
Nobody's seen any Marvel movies with shitty costumes.
if I got banned, if I got perma banned from Path of Exile for something, like, that'd be it for me. There'd be no going back. Like, with the amount of money that I have spent, which is not, some egregious like hundreds of dollars, but I've probably spent, well, between helping get the guild stash online and everything, with close to 1,000 hours played, I've probably spent over the years 150, maybe closer to 200. I don't think more than that. Just to get additional stash tabs for the guild, increase my own stash space, because like every season it seems like there's a new item that I just don't have anywhere to store in my stash. And then, of course, cosmetics, because why not? A lot of that was, Christmas money, birthday money, stuff like that. So very little truly out of my own pocket. Yeah, Precious says pretty costumes. Yeah, exactly. Got to get all the pretties and all the cool celestial skins for your minions, because it doesn't matter that minions are not the most efficient build. They're super cool. I like them. But yeah, if I got permabanned, that would be it. Oh yeah, mini pets too. You are correct, Precious. You have to have the right mini pets, especially since you can have two now. Gotta have the right ones. Yeah, I don't know that I'd be back. I enjoy the game, but losing, like, I don't play standard, so from a gameplay standpoint, it would be, no big deal. But just losing all the cool stuff that I bought, that would hurt real bad. I don't know that I could go back. And I think that it's nice that they're not making people lose all of that stuff. I think that's an interesting route. And Vecino actually had mentioned in relation to this discussion that Blizzard was finding more success with temporary bans as opposed to permanent bans, because when you temporarily ban somebody and they know they're going to get their account back, they're more likely to serve that ban time, as opposed to if you ban an account, then they just go get a new account and immediately start playing again and possibly learn nothing from the punishment that was levied at them. I think that's interesting. I could see that. I might come if I was to do something and get temporarily banned. Yeah, there'd be a hope of me coming back and playing. I mean, I don't think I'd roll up on a new account just to play a specific league. So the fact that the big streamer who did, catch the temporary ban didn't do that doesn't really surprise me. I think I'd be doing the exact same thing. It just wouldn't, not having all my fancy stuff wouldn't be the same. So I don't know. It's interesting though. I find it very. I hope that it's telling that GGG is going to crack down more on exploiters and such. But alongside that, as a lot of people in the community have noted, especially on Reddit, if you go on Reddit's PoE, holy cow, man, is it divisive over there. But I mean, I guess it's everything on Reddit, really. There, there's a lot of discussion about how there's not much clarity regarding what is and isn't a bannable offense. And I mean, at the end of the day, the game devs make that call, or support, or whoever's leveling those bans with the company makes those calls. But I do agree we could stand to see some more clarity as well. We could stand to have that more laid out.
I feel like this one would pass the common sense one.
Yeah, well, and the streamer has since made an apology video, and uh,
Oh, more views.
it was, I mean, it it was good on him because, in my opinion, because he did definitely say some things that, to a certain degree, were maybe taken out of context, at least slightly. But I mean, we're not the best look, and publicly, yeah, sure, he's going to get views on it. Sure, that's a fair point. But publicly coming out and owning up to his mistake, I think that's a good thing. I don't feel like the video was disingenuous. Like, I believe I don't think that he necessarily agrees. He says, he accepts the thing and he's not contesting it and such. I don't know that he necessarily agrees with it, but I'm glad that he at least made the effort to come out and own up to what he did. Like, and say, like, fine, like, I'm being punished. I did something wrong. Fine. Like, I'll bite this one. My bad. So I'm glad he at least went that far. Although he is also releasing a meme merch line regarding it. So yeah, he's gonna be okay about it. I said, I don't think it was completely tongue in cheek. I think there was some genuineness to the apology, but still, kind of it's within what I would
But
expect from him.
to me, well, I don't. Yeah, I would have known, but to me, it just loses any kind of credibility when he just goes and tries to monetize on it. And I guess that's just the nature of business. You monetize whatever you can. But
Yeah, I mean, and that's entirely plausible as well. I will say though, after hearing the full story from his point of view, and he's done good, in my opinion, by not deleting any of the VODs. He's leaving all the stream VODs up for the entire league, so that anybody who wants to double check anything that he's claiming or anything that allegedly happened, they can go back through those VODs. They're welcome to look for themselves. So I appreciate that he's being that open and forthcoming. But I will say, watching the video, based on some of the explanations or justifications that I had heard previously regarding the behavior, after watching the clips of what they were doing, it's just like, nah, dog, you know this was unintended. Like, sure, you filed a bug report, but you knew, like, you absolutely knew this wasn't intended. And the claims that they were just trying to see how far they could push it, like, why? It doesn't matter how far you can push it. You you understand that this is unintentional, therefore you should not be doing it. The end. you know? I don't know. Very.
well, not only doing it, but I said there was a couple of them, but there was one that had the videos telling everybody, "Hey, hurry up and do this before patch it or whatnot."
Oh yeah, that's a whole nother spiel where another big YouTuber put a video up about it, or a pretty big PoE YouTuber put up a video about it, explaining how it worked and everything. It's basically like, yo, take advantage before they patch it out. And I don't know if that individual said anything, but I know that as soon as the ban notification came out, they immediately took their video down. Whether they did that because GGG was like, or else, or if they took it down because they realized, like, oh, this is maybe not something I should be talking about. Whatever the case may be. Yeah,
Yeah, because it's
that's
one. I was
interesting.
like, it was wrong.
Yeah, but I mean, that notwithstanding, all that drama notwithstanding, we actually do have people playing PoE. I have rolled up. I haven't decided if I'm going to hard commit on this league yet, because this is a big nasty week for me for school, and I knew if I was going to be able to play, it would not be yet. Cat Poop is on his way. Alundrill's on his way. Taco is rolled up. Who else is rolled up? I assume Toast has rolled up as well. I haven't seen him talk about his character yet, but I assume Toast is rolled up. So we do have some people in there playing. If you are looking for people to play with, whether that's you're deeps looking for support looking for deeps, trying to find a group, looking for just build advice or theory crafting discussions, anything like that, feel free to pop on down, hit up the Path of Exile channel, chat it up with people. We have a guild. We still have room in it. We're on the NA servers. if you are interested in joining that guild, hit up either Senior Cat Poop or myself. We can get you sorted out there. What else we got to talk about? Right here. The fly trying to attack my light. Oh! Zarek, let's talk about Princess Connect Redive. Precious is in the chat. We can talk about some Princess Connect. Are you excited? You excited to hear all the news? All the goings-ons?
I think I just felt her eyes rolling back into like her head, like I'll get away from here.
No, Precious plays. She's in the clan.
She's got some waifus now too.
Yeah, she's got waifus. Why wouldn't she have waifus? Everybody should have waifus.
I remember her giving you shit about it every time you talk about it.
Precious? Oh, you got the new Precious, the new waifu, Kyoka, the purple haired magic girl. Cause that'd be super cool. Or did you get the one that's currently? Oh no, you got the new 2-star. The new 2-star? Okay, cool. Or Hatsune. Because Hatsune is not a 2-star, but did you already have Hatsune? I don't remember. Is it the 2-star or the 3-star Precious? I must know. I'm reading YouTube chat. The new 2-star. Yeah, that's a really interesting one. It's like a tank healer almost, because I believe she specifically heals frontline. Oh, you already had. Yeah, I was gonna say I thought you already had Hatsune. So yeah, that's a really interesting character. Zarek is AFK. Because she's kind of a tank healer. So I wonder if there are some use cases. Oh, you don't have Hatsune. Well, maybe you'll get lucky. I mean, the draws are going for another several days. Yeah, for anybody who's playing Princess Connect Redive right now on the global servers, we're almost to the middle of daily free 10 draws on the current focus banner, which is really nice if you don't have Hatsune or if you haven't pulled the new 2-star, which is pretty easy to pull, to be fair. I actually didn't have Hatsune until these free 10 pulls. I threw like 80 pulls when the banner came around because I still didn't have Hatsune and I desperately needed another mage and just didn't get her. And I was like, fine, I guess I'm just not going to get Hatsune this way. I'll just have to do it with the Princess Arena farming for the memory shards. I really didn't want to do that because there's so many good things in Princess Arena. Just spend your Princess Arena coins on. I was just like, I would love to just pull Hatsune when she's on the rate up banner and then not have to worry about it anymore. Thankfully, on one of my free 10 pulls, I finally got her. She's already 5-starred. We're good to go there. Those are still going for the next several days. We are also, I think Monday, I believe, the new event starts with, it's the Vampire Hunter event. I forget who the shards are for it. Is it starting Monday? It's either starting Monday or it's starting on the 28th. Precious, with those single pulls, you could. What I would say is probably not worth. There are going to be a bunch of limited banners coming up that the waifus will literally only be available from those limited banners. So probably a better idea to save for those because Hatsune is always in the draw pool. Welcome back, Zarek. So she's just currently rate up, but any pull you do has a chance to pull Hatsune. But eventually, here very shortly, we're going to have some characters that are only available from the rate up pull, or only available from the banner pulls until they come back periodically on annual banners. Oh yeah, I'm doing the same thing. I have 65-ish K things saved up at the moment. So I have one full pity and part of another saved up. But it's tricky because I really want the next banner, which is Ilya. She's super useful in PvP. I really want Summer Carol super useful in PvP and clan battles both. Big deal character there. And I also want Halloween Shinobu and Precon or Prefess Caroline? I think so. Anyways, there's basically 4 limited characters coming up that I desperately want. There are more than 4 limited characters coming up, but those are the 4 that Christine, that's who it is. Precon Christine, Prefess Christine. So those 4, yeah, I mean, ideally, literally get them all, but realistically, I would like to pull those 4 if I can. I'm not putting, you're putting. So I definitely don't have anywhere near enough jewels to pull all of those. So we'll see how my luck works out, especially starting with the Ilya banner. I might not pull too hard on Ilya because even though she's a really good character, she will be permanent gacha. And I don't know if I want to overcommit knowing that there are 3 limited chance characters that I want to pull on. So a little bit sketchy. Not certain what I'm going to do about that. But it is official that we have not gotten rewards yet because they're still cleaning out some of the trash. But Strats did manage to crack top 2,000. We were just outside of it in March. This month we managed to crack top 2,000, and that's counting some people missing some fights. We had, I know Cat Poop missed a day, just completely missed a day, fell asleep and woke up after reset, and that was that. So we could have done even better. The reality of us being top 1,500, which is the next reward tier, is becoming ever more likely. Now, to be fair, this was also a super good clan battle for us specifically. And no, Precious, you didn't participate in the most recent clan battle. That was just like not last week, week before. But yeah, we did really well given that we didn't even have all hands on deck. But it was also a really good clan battle for us specifically for the types of characters that we've been focusing our energies on, the types of team comps that we've been working on. So whether we'll be able to continue to produce this well remains to be seen. But I like our odds. I think it's reasonable that we will achieve this. So fingers crossed, things will go well for us again. But yeah, top 2,000. That feels real good. We were just outside, and in February, what did we do? In February, we were like 23 or 2,400. So we're progressively getting better, and that also feels really good. Nothing like getting always better. So yeah, lots of stuff going on in Precon. If you are looking for a new clan to play with in Precon because your previous clan was full of hackers and they all got banned, or if you just are new starting out, we have room. You're welcome to join, participate in our clan battles, reap our rewards. So yeah, if you're looking for that, feel free to hit me up in any of the channels or just send me a DM on Discord and we'll get you sorted out. Bam, Valheim. Derek, you been playing any Valheim recently? Been on the server?
And I went on there to look at some stuff, but then haven't played since that. Since you fixed it.
Yeah, I know Precious has been on there doing a lot of work. We have the new server is now totally updated with the new terrain patch. I ran around with admin settings and toggle everything over. Biggles and Precious apparently finished their fancy wall that they've been working on. Well, yeah, you guys put screenshots of that too. Man, where are those? That was a really cool wall. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Blah, blah, blah. Oh yeah, this was the in progress of the giant fancy wall. Keep everybody safe from the Grey Dwarfs. Whoop, whoop, there it is. But yeah, we have our Valheim servers up and running. We are currently full up, so unfortunately we're not accepting any new applicants for the server at this point, but we do have it now set up with the allow ban list, all that got flushed out. Everybody got their permissions, and it seems to be working flawlessly so far. Fingers crossed it stays that way because, man, it's kind of a headache setting up, getting everybody's information since the only way you can do it is with the way our server's set up is with Steam IDs, which is kind of like the 64-bit version. Kind of annoying, kind of silly, but you know, is what it is. Got all that set up though, and that felt good. Yeah, and Precious was helping out one of the newbies in their personal game. Yep, and that's a great point that Precious brings up. Even though we currently don't have any room on the server, you are interested in playing Valheim, we have a lot of people that enjoy playing Valheim. In fact, for several people, it is their main game right now. If you are looking for help downing bosses, with building projects, things of that nature, you're just looking for people to play the game with as opposed to being a lonely Viking all by yourself, feel free to pop in the Valheim channel and hit some people up. Ask around. Precious is usually down to play. Yep, and she loves helping out and working on builds and stuff like that. I know Biggles is playing a lot. Bradum and Adam, I know, are both taking a break right now because they're waiting for the next update, which is probably when I will finally dip my toe in as well and give Valheim an honest shake. I owe it that much, at least.
Yeah, me too. I'll be back whenever they do a content update.
Yeah, I mean, Braden brought up a really good point, and that when people were poking him about playing again, he was like, I know that I'll burn out if I go too hard right now, and I really want to wait for the new update so I don't burn out, and I can enjoy it and the game all that much longer. And I think it's a valid point. So yeah, that's what's going on with that. What else we got over? Yeah. Oh yeah, we were already talking about some Overwatch League stuff. Houston plays somebody. Spitfire. We play London Spitfire, I think, on tomorrow. Tomorrow, 2 p.m. Central. Boom, boom, boom. I'm hoping to get a good placement. We did okay today. We should have 3-0'd. I'm annoyed that we didn't 3-0. Not because Paris Eternal actually looked really good today compared to yesterday. Like, based on how they looked yesterday versus Titans, I thought we would just smash our way through. They looked significantly better, but I'm still very annoyed that we went 3-1 instead of 3-0. We really should have 3-0'd them. And I wholeheartedly think it's because we subbed Dante out in map 2 and lost map 2 as a result. Well, maybe not as a result, but we definitely lost map 2, and I think we should have won it. And I think if Dante had been in there instead of our sub, I think we would have won it. Kind of annoying. I guess it's probably a lot or similar to how Shock fans might feel because their Shock didn't play Striker against us, and they also had a different DPS in for the first map against Houston last week and lost that map. And not to say that it was that individual's fault, but it's a correlation that can be drawn, right or wrong. And so I empathize with Shock fans a little bit because our sub definitely first pick more than a few times, especially on the second run through of Havana. And it was just like, dude, please stop dying first. And it was really annoying to me for anybody who watched the match because on that map, the only map he was in, he tried to get a little cheeky and threw some match chat. It was covered by the production of the stream, so we couldn't see what he actually said, but he definitely said something. And the the commentators said what he said, but I can't remember exactly what it was. It was something to the effect of like, if you want me, you're gonna have to do better than that. And he was doing decently well at that point, but to be the substitute coming in for the first time when the team is already 2-0 on the season, and then to talk some trash and then kind of underperform, especially in the back half of the map, and then we lose that map as well. It's like, that's a bad look. That was not the best. I don't know. I like a little bit of silly BM. Like Dante threw some silly BM last week. I thought was pretty funny that they highlighted it in their on comms or whatever they're calling that short video series that they produce every week with different snippets from the voice comms of the various matches. I thought it was a little bit silly. Like he popped off real hard and just like threw a little bit of BM shade, all in good fun, and the other team laughed about it. But it's like, you're the substitute coming in for the first time this season, and we lose the map we play you in. You underperform in the back half, and you threw BM. It's like, man, just, I don't know. It felt to me like it was a map that they were pretty confident they were going to win, and they were trying to give him some playtime. That's what it felt like to me. And it's unfortunate because, honestly, personally, I would rather us have a better map differential and seed better. But I'm not coaching this team by any stretch. I assume that Cool Matt, Jake, and Junkbot all know exactly what they're doing. They have a plan. Not for me to pass judgment. I can only express my emotions and feelings based on my limited worldview on the matter, or my limited perspective, I guess is a better way of saying it. Man. Either way, though, if we can be 4-0, that would be so tasty. Who else is actually in the runnings for 4-0 right now? Also, Chengdu, good God. Man, the East has a powerful team right now in Chengdu Hunters. They looked real good. Standings. Show me these standings real quick. BAP. Yeah, Chengdu first, Philly second. So Houston currently, and not all the matches are played. Currently, it's Chengdu, Philly, Houston. Florida. That's right. Florida, Zarek.
I've seen that they're doing pretty good.
Florida is smashing. Like, no lie. Florida is looking pretty good. Pretty good. They've gone 3-1 both times. They're looking real good. They have the same map differential as Houston right now, and Houston has played an entire additional match. So, yeah. It's looking a little rough for the boys. I think we're going to 4-0. I don't think we'll be the only team in the West to 4-0, but I think we 4-0, and we will probably have a guaranteed seed into the May Melee. I would have preferred if we had a better map differential, but we had a really rough set of opponents as well. I don't remember who Florida had to play offhand, but I think one of their... Oh yeah, they had to play the Rain. Rain was tough, but they also played the Titans, who are not the best. I don't think they're necessarily the worst, but they're definitely not the best. They're currently rated worst, but I don't know if that's...
Right now.
Say again?
Last place, but I think I saw the preseason ratings and they were pretty down there. I think it might have been below.
Yeah, I mean they're not going to do well They're not going to do well. They will definitely be at the bottom somewhere. I think the Charge are probably going to be the worst team. That is my suspicion. We'll see if that holds true. But yeah. I would much rather Houston have played their big dogs and had a better seed. But it's not a bad thing that subs are getting experience because we might need them at some point. Something could happen, and we have to play them. I mean, hell, we played Jake, and Jake is on the coaching staff and as a player. Like he's this weird like duality character. We played him on like one map so far, I think, and that's fine. You know, like let him get back in there. He obviously has the passion. He wants to play. But I guess I would probably be saying similar things about Jake Law and such. Well, I don't know that I'd be going that far. But I would have similar concerns if we had lost the map that Jake played as well. So maybe I don't need to be as hard on old boy as I was. But Jake also looked really good in the position he played and in the map he played, as opposed to the other guy that we subbed in today. So that's that, I suppose. What else? What else I got up here to talk about? Oh, teamfight tactics. Right. The PBE has been getting updated like crazy. Lots of good changes. Lots of positive changes. Some things that are still a little disconcerting. I'm still terrified of Warwick specifically. Horizon Zero Dawn PS4. Oh yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn currently free on PS4 through for a while. I think through like the 29th or maybe even longer. I can't remember when. Free for quite a while though. So if you haven't played Horizon Zero Dawn or you just want a free digital copy of it on PS4, pitter patter.
I've been playing it for the past few weeks on Steam,
Oh yeah, you like it?
and
I mean, it's a well-reviewed game, so
it's
I
pretty
assume it's
good.
quite good.
Yeah, I'm really glad I got. Very glad I got it, and I've been actually enjoying it quite a bit.
Mm.
But then
Lucino?
again, I enjoy Cyberpunk, so take whatever I say with a grain of salt.
Fair enough. Lucino, how are things? Welcome.
Talking about Cyberpunk,
Talk about Cyberpunk.
Vecino's #1 fan.
Number one fan, big fan. But he's not talking right now. He may be in here just to listen. Yeah, it looks like things finally wound down in the Eve channel. But yeah, TFT, lots of good stuff happening over there. The PBE is looking pretty good. I think Warwick is still overtuned for my taste, but maybe it's just early threat. He's just really dangerous early, and maybe that's just how it's going to be. But yeah, the actual TFT patch, pushing it all live with the new reward track and all that stuff, is probably on the 28th. I don't know that it's been officially said, but that's the suspicion, is that the patch will drop. We know it's coming with 11.9, and from what I've seen, everybody's pretty confident that 11.9 drops Wednesday. So if you are looking to dip your toes back into TFT, I would recommend getting on the PBE and having a few practice rounds, kind of get the new set under your belt so that when you start playing for your placement matches and such, you'll have a bit of an edge over anybody who decided to wait until it went live, because it is very different from some of the previous patches, but in a good way. It's a lot of fun. I'm glad to see like Abomination is particularly nice to see. It's basically a re-envisioned version of Mech, which was one of my favorite mechanics from a previous set. That's what's going on there. Oh, and last but not least, nobody came up here, but that's okay. They're busy. EVE Online. We have people playing EVE Online. We have a lot of people playing EVE Online. It might not look like from this picture right here, but if we flash to earlier when there was a big bash shop going on, there were a lot of people playing. We had a big damn fleet, and they were down there pushing keys in World of Warcraft also. But yeah, Lucino, how'd the bash go? Pretty good.
Well, yeah.
Well, I won't talk too much. I know there's a lot of OPSEC. Busy weekend for us, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, it's 3 stages, and we just did the second one. The final one is tomorrow or Monday, I think.
The final stage is coming.
Yeah,
This
that's
this
when it drops.
this pleased me to no end. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Yes, it finally happened. Open original. Zoom this in slightly. Zoom it in slightly. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, let me get the picture ready. Get the picture ready before I go to it. I want to go to it till it's ready. Bam. And boom. The T formation. We officially T-posed in New Eden. It happened.
So good.
Asserted such dominance. I assume dominance was asserted with said formation.
Yeah, yeah, it was asserted.
I appreciate that the meme has become the dream. What started as a very silly joke,
Yeah,
however long ago that was that we had that chat about naming and tickering the new core.
yeah.
To see it fully realized. Gorgeous. So
That
good.
took a lot of coordination too to make that happen.
I don't doubt it. I bet that was a right pain in the ass. But I mean, like, it's basically just like a power eye from American football. So, like, viable strategy, right? Like, makes sense. Makes some
I think
sense.
so. Yeah.
I assume you have your big beefy front line, and then you have deeps and supports lined up behind them. I mean, that's how I would think about doing it.
Yep, you can absolutely do that. And we have the space priests out, the Logi
Mm-hmm.
reps and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, because with things like that, being lined up on the long part of the T, anywhere behind the top bar, I would assume you'd be in range to support any number of those frontline ships. Works. Also, we also had a flying V. I don't know if I can find that screenshot. That was earlier this week. Where'd you guys throw
Yeah.
that one? Was that an OPSEC?
I don't know. That one's built into the game. So
Yeah.
it's easy.
Oh,
The
that's
T-pose
easy.
is that we had to construct and then save.
But it's saved. It's there forever now.
I think so. I think if you have the final skill of formations, you can save it.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, yeah. We are very obviously playing a lot of EVE Online right now. So if you are looking for a home in New Eden, either a new core, or perhaps you're looking for an alliance that doesn't suck and isn't going to immediately implode when somebody gets a big head and an ego and decides they want to be super popular and important, we're a chill, laid back alliance, and we're looking for more people like that. Feel free to hop down to Internet Spaceships, type Bang Eve, or hit up Vicino, Vorthos, Bane,
Yeah.
Block. A lot of people. A lot of people you could hit up.
You can always play all the other games. You can play Overwatch and stuff like that until there's
So there's
a
an
huge
op.
structure to go kill for billions and billions of ISK, and then you just jump in and do that.
It's true. I mean, hell, that's what was happening earlier. I saw Vorthos and a couple peeps were playing Risk of Rain 2 earlier this week, and also Dota 2. I know Sinich was off playing Dota 2, but he was there for the bash. Eve, the number one MMO for playing other games. But yeah, that's what's going on with all that. Anything, Vicino, we should know about Eve that I don't know, because there are many things I don't know.
I don't think so. You're just, as you were already saying, like it grows every day.
It's true.
And we're recruiting EU people more and more. So I think that will help like round out not only like the Eve fleet ops, but also hopefully just like as more people like play other games, like you were saying, I think it would be cool to have EU people.
Mm-hmm. Truly. Especially since all the East Coast people want to go to bed early. I don't know what that's all about. Talking about work and
I don't
jobs
understand
and
that.
family. Well, yeah. So, like I said, if you're looking for a home in New Eden, hit us up. We'd love to have you. Anything else anybody wants to talk about before we get out of here? I'm out of stuff to talk about. I got through all my
Did you
stuff.
talk about our application
Your application.
or
Oh
our
yeah. Oh shit. Yeah. we are officially currently applied for Discord partnership, which I hope we get, because otherwise we have to accept the fact that the Princess Connect Redive server got it and we didn't, which I'm okay with, but it's gonna bother
I'm okay
Vecino.
with. I mean, I'm sure they're super active too. So, but
Yeah,
we
it's
do
pretty
meet all the
active.
requirements, which is nice. But
So they finally dropped
we'll see.
the. Did they finally drop the 7K user
Yeah, they lowered
limit?
it from 7 to 1,000.
See,
I think so.
that's completely reasonable, I think, because
Yeah,
there's a
me
lot
too.
of smaller content creators and groups out there on the internet. Like, we're not super small. We're pretty big, actually, all things considered. We're not massive, but we're pretty big. We got what? Let's see here. Yeah, we're the other side. We're
No,
closing on 2K. Like, that's not a small number of people in a Discord server.
yeah,
There's obviously tons of other official ones for major AAA releases that are significantly larger, and that's kind of to be expected when that's an official communication channel. But in terms of just like groups of people playing games together,
yeah.
that
They
previous
they actually
7,000 rec.
upped the. So they lowered just um the like big number, which
Mm-hmm.
I think is like the easiest thing to bloat, really.
Oh yeah,
And then they raised all the engagement metrics, which I think is the right call. Like it doesn't matter that you have like tons and tons of people just sitting idle, but what matters is like they're talking to each other, they're in voice comms and stuff.
yeah, I 110% agree. If you, in theory, one person could go and make 10,000 Discord accounts if they wanted to, because you don't even, well,
Right,
I mean, I'm sure there's some extra stipulations, but like a regular Discord account doesn't even have to have email verification unless they've changed that recently. Previously
right,
it didn't
yeah,
used to. So like you could easily just bloat the shit out of your server and that would be that.
yeah,
So
yeah. It's I think they made it smarter, so it's not like a vanity metric. It's just a little bit smarter.
I think it's a really positive change. I'm glad they did that, and I'm glad that they finally dropped the top end requirement down to a, I think 1,000 is a completely reasonable benchmark. If they left it there and never lowered it again, and maybe even in the future,
Yeah,
if they just find like, oh crap, we have so many Discords that are now partnered, you know,
yeah,
if they decide, okay, grandfather in all the pre-existing ones that are in the partner program, but new applicants need to have say 2,500 members, you know, I'd be super okay with
right.
that also if it becomes a thing where there's just too many community partnered program or Discord servers, you know, that makes total sense also.
Yeah. The one interesting thing to note is the application process. You provide a invite link, which says that a Discord employee will be coming in to check it out. So be on your best behavior.
Oh, the memes will flow still. Honestly, I can say I can say with confidence, and I may have to dislodge my foot from my mouth in the future after saying this, but right now I would say with confidence that there has been no instances recently that, other than the person that we banned, that I
Yeah,
would
yeah,
expect to cause any issues.
no,
If they
100%.
and if
I
they
mean,
look at our
we,
moderation, they'll see that we banned the dude who is being a
yeah,
jackass.
we far and away meet all of like the community guidelines and policies. Like that part is totally fine. And I think it's good. Like we have people supporting the server. You know, they're boosting it. Like that, we have engagement. We have lots of time spent on voice. We
Mhm.
have
Shout out to the
like all those
boosters.
numbers. They just go up and up, basically, like steadily in a linear way across like years.
Hmm.
So to me, that seems like a good candidate. But we'll see how long it takes and what happens.
Stonks. Our server is stonks. Gotta be.
Yeah,
I
I think it'd be cool. It's like recognition for like the work we've done, you know?
it'd be a really good, really big feels good, especially after, you know, having to close down the forums. Like
Yeah,
that hurt. That's a sad day. That's a dark day. I
I
still
know.
haven't closed that tab on my when I launch Chrome, it still opens. it still opens
Yeah,
to the.
I thought about bringing it back a couple times, but
I don't. I mean, as much as it's nostalgic and such, it's just not. It wasn't getting used, and there was reason it
yeah,
wasn't being used, and that's because we had a new medium that we were all communicating through, and it makes
yeah,
sense. The forums. We were using the forums more akin to how we use Discord than you might use traditional forums because previously we just had a
right.
Mumble server, so it makes total sense. I don't think
Yeah.
it's
There's
even
there's
appropriate.
like a couple occasions, probably, a handful, maybe less, a couple times a month where I'm like, man, I wish I could post like a long form how to or just like some information about this.
I do
So,
miss
like we
doing
were talking
guides.
about, like the wiki, I think could be a thing. Maybe, it's super small, just like a place to have stuff. I don't know.
I mean, I think there's no reason not to try it. Worst case scenario is a total shit show, and we're just like, cool, abandon, and just like blow it up. Especially if it doesn't cost us anything. It's just like, there you go, easy.
And I think like looking back, I think the posts that we had that were that we allowed wiki style editing that actually had participation were the best ones.
Yeah, they were the only content. I think the most valuable content that we had on the forums were the wiki posts and the periodic guides and review type posts that came up.
Yeah.
Like those were some of our best, and that showed just in forum traffic as well, engagement and traffic in general. So
Yeah.
it'd be nice to have somewhere else where we can put those. Precious is talking about in the YouTube chat as well. She does miss having permanent post images that are more easily accessible because technically it's all
Yeah.
permanent on Discord. It's just an endless scroll and good luck finding some of that older stuff. But things like the IRL Strats meetups that we did down here in Houston a couple times, especially the really
That's
big
true.
one that we did over the summer.
No, I mean, if you need help setting up anything like that, like the wiki site or anything, 'cause I'd like to be more involved. Had a lot of fun working with the Pathfinder website, containerizing and whatnot.
Pathfinder website.
Yeah, I was like the little Eve thing that Lucina was working on that I started working in parallel with them a few weeks ago.
So. Oh,
Yeah.
right, the Eve Pathfinder website. I was like, I thought you were talking about like Pathfinder, like the
Mhm.
tabletop RPG, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on that I haven't been told about?
Wait a minute.
Hold the phone,
It's all
pump the
coming
brakes.
together. Dude,
No,
Wayward's playing Star Wars The Old Republic. What's that?
holy shit. Oh, speaking of Star Wars, you hear the allegations that KOTOR might just be the KOTOR remake might just be like hot garbage.
I heard it's gonna be an action RPG or something like that.
Yeah.
That's the theory anyway. Who knows?
I'm scared. I'm scared for other people. I don't have an attachment to the original. I never
Yeah,
played
I
it,
mean,
but
these rumors though, it's like they see the announcement, then they're like, they look up these people's LinkedIn's and they're like, oh, they worked on this game, like these 5 people all worked on this game and it was an action game. So thus, I mean, we'll see.
yeah. Wait, are you saying that we're in danger of having a repeat Pizzagate?
Yeah, we might be.
Ugh.
Yeah, those that same dynamic happens in gaming in gaming rumors.
Say it isn't so. Are you saying that people jump to wild conclusions based on minimum information
On the internet? What?
anonymously, no less? Hold up. Fucking
Awesome.
A. That's man. If there's
Sensationalized rumor headlines for karma? What?
clickbait, what's that? I've never heard of it. Fuck. If there's one thing we could do with that on the internet, goddamn, there is some way we could purge that aspect of the internet successfully. Man, that'd be amazing. All right. That's going to do it for Strats Weekly this week, though. We ran a little long. That's okay. Good chats. Thanks to everybody who came out. Good meta discussion. That's right. Zarek, Precious, Vecino. See you guys next week. Have a good one.